On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Okay, I think we're missing it where it's like you wouldn't. Okay, why wouldn't you?
Because I have no desire to.
Why not?
There's no reason. I don't really be having people at the house. In fact, no even female friend of mine has been in my crib beyond the hour of probably like 8 o'clock. Like people just don't be coming over here like that.
Okay, but
that's
you
just
did
my thing.
But you did have a female friend over there, so why wouldn't you have a male friend that could leave at 8?
Because I wouldn't want to. I don't have.
But we're not the one. It has to be a reason why you wouldn't. Not because I just don't want to. Why don't you?
Because I don't have any male friends that chill at my apartment.
Because you know it's a bad look.
Oh, really?
It is a bad look for you to have a man at your house and your man is not there.
I mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable. I already said that I wouldn't feel comfortable. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't.
But you're not acknowledging that it's a bad look. You only saying that you wouldn't do it. You don't acknowledge the fact that, you speak.
If that's the question you wanted to ask, you should have asked, do you think that it
specifically
looks... No, you didn't. You said, what if your man doesn't have a boundary? You didn't say...
I said, is that cool? I said, is that cool? You said, I wouldn't do it. You never said it's not a bad look for you.
Welcome to Lapeef, Let's Talk. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you take a moment right now to like the video. Also, while you at it, subscribe to the channel. A lot of people watching, but y'all not subscribing, man. It's great content, great value, man. And we here every Thursday at 7:30 Central Time. Our next topic for the night, and remember what I said, Kay, Rilla, I'm coming to y'all first. Danielle, Courtney, Anton, y'all can relax. But
really, I don't want to relax.
Okay.
I'm in here.
Okay, if there's trust, why can't your significant other have friends of the opposite sex?
He can.
He can? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, explain. Why can't he have friends?
Because there's trust.
Well, then, after you respond, I want you to also answer this question. Why is it that so many women have an issue with men having female friends?
Because they don't trust their man. I mean, I think this is just real simple. Like, if there's trust and, I think Courtney mentioned earlier, like a pattern of behavior. Of course, don't be naive if it's just some like red flags going up about these friends or whatever, but just having a friend. Now, if y'all are going out on friend dates every Saturday, like, yeah, you might be like, what's going on? But simply having a friend of the opposite sex, I mean, what? Like, I don't even understand how you could expect someone to never be friends with someone, like half the population, after you enter a relationship, a marriage, whatever. Now, it's up to each couple to decide on their boundaries, what they're comfortable with, communicate about that, things like that. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, because it was sounding real weird.
We hear you, but we ain't listening. We hear you, but we ain't listening at all.
Yeah, you were, or else you wouldn't have been able to respond to that. No, I'm just playing.
We just talking because that don't even make. Okay, so what? So if your man tell you, "Kay, I'm fine with any boundary. Like I don't have boundaries whatsoever. You could do whatever you want to do." Do you still think that it makes sense for you to go hang out at late times of the night that you would hypothetically? Because then you'll let me tell you what you'll do. You'll say, "Well, I don't even hang out late at night." That's not what we're talking about, right? So, but if you was to be like in the same way that you interact with your homegirls and hang out with them, and they can come over your crib when he not there and all of that other type of stuff, right? You think that that's still cool?
Okay, first let me point out, because I think this is something that happens a lot. I get asked a question, I answer it, and then you change it to some extreme other thing. Like, who said any of that?
Just answer the question.
I simply
Please.
said,
Man.
I simply said, that you can have friends of the opposite sex if you're in a relationship and you trust your partner, as long as you have boundaries. Now, Anton, if you're saying my man says, oh, I don't have any boundaries. I mean, what? That would be a conversation that me and him would have, because I wouldn't be comfortable with having zero boundaries.
It's a hypothetical. No, we said him. He said he doesn't have any boundaries for you. So in the hypothetical question, that adds additional context to the original question, because we don't want to just leave it far out, because I know you have a problem with the whole idea of making sure that we answer the question, right? This is you, right? So I pose a specific scenario. I pose a specific scenario to say, based off of what you said it depends on the couple's boundaries. If he said, I don't have any boundaries, you can do whatever you want to do. Is it cool for me to come over your crib when he's not there?
No, I wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't do that. Like, regardless,
would you have a female friend over when he's not there?
Would you say you trust him?
Wait. Can you have a female friend? Would you have female friends over when he's not there?
JR, you're talking about, but I said I trust him. He's not asking me that.
Go ahead.
Come on, okay.
I might have been off a little bit.
Female friend over.
Go ahead. Don't try to escape the rest of the questions. Go ahead.
No, I'm not escaping nothing. Go ahead.
Would you have a female friend over when he's not there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So why can't you have a male friend over when he's not there?
I just wouldn't prefer to do that. That's just me.
Why?
Because I don't have lots of men that just be coming over. I just wouldn't do that. If my man said I have no boundaries about what you do, I still wouldn't do that, because I have no desire. What would be the point?
But is it wrong for me then to be over your crib without your man there?
Yes, because I wouldn't want you here without my man here. How can you ask?
Kay, I bet you.
How can you ask me a question?
Wait. I bet you $100 that you were great as a kid playing dodgeball. I bet my whole life that you were a dodgeball champion as you were coming up.
Anton, literally, you asked me a question, I answered it, and now you're telling me my answer is not valid. Like, what was the point of asking if that's what you were going to do?
Okay, I think we're missing it where it's like, you wouldn't. Okay, why wouldn't you?
Because I have no desire to.
Why not?
There's no reason. I don't really be having people at the house. In fact, no even female friend of mine has been in my crib beyond the hour of probably like 8 o'clock. Like, people just don't be coming over here like that.
Okay, but
that's
you
just
did
my thing.
But you did have a female friend over there, so why wouldn't you have a male friend that could leave at 8?
Because I wouldn't want to. I don't have.
But we're not the male friend. It has to be a reason why you wouldn't. I don't want to. Why don't you?
Because I don't have any male friends that chill at my apartment.
Because you know it's a bad look.
Oh, really?
It is a bad look for you to have a man at your house and your man is not there.
I mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable. I already said that I wouldn't feel comfortable. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't.
But you're not acknowledging that it's a bad look. You only saying that you wouldn't do it. You don't acknowledge the fact that, you speak.
If that's the question you wanted to ask, you should have asked, do you think that it specifically looks? No, you didn't. You said, what if your man doesn't have a boundary? You didn't say.
I said, is that cool? I said, is that cool? You said, I wouldn't do it. You never said it's not a bad look for you.
He chooses not to have.
Oh, really?
Have female friends because he isn't getting any value from them.
That's what I'm talking about, Danielle. It's a choice that the person makes. It's not a rule. It's just the choice that the person makes. Thank you.
I don't think
you're gonna make me upload this receipt in a second. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You keep on. Go ahead, Danielle.
I don't know though if someone were to make that choice, like if that opposite sex friend is not a colleague or did not grow up with you from childhood, babyhood, and is not a mentor, I don't really understand why you're making that choice in the first place. Like, that's where we get to, what is this really a friendship, or are you just calling this thing where you take advantage of my attention or, pretend like we're in a relationship, but I'm not even getting anything from you, what I would get normally from the opposite sex. I don't really understand what kind of friendship that is.
But you say you trust them.
That has nothing to do with trust. That has to do with what are you getting? Women, okay, so for me.
So are you concerned more about him or more about the women?
It's not a concern. It's literally a rationality. Like, my husband understands women don't understand male issues in the same way a man does. So if he's gonna go have a friend that's a woman, he can't confide in her in the same way he would a man. He's, if he's not having her come and add to his program, clean his house, make his food, things like that. I don't really understand what value she is adding unless it's friends with benefits.
Okay. Really? If there's trust in relationship, right? Why can't significant others have not female, but friends of the opposite sex?
Yeah, they can. I mean, like I said, man, I said on the show plenty of times, I got female friends.
I mean, ask you this: Are they old friends? Are they old friends or new friends? Or a mixture?
Oh yeah. These are old friends. These are friends. I mean, we talked about this before. These are people that I've known for 10, 20, 30 years.
What about new friends? Can you have new friends? It's trust, right? Can you have new friends?
Yeah, it's definitely trust, but let's keep it 1,000, man. I think a lot of times we try and like define things as linear and put them in these boxes, and you sit right over here because this has to be this way, and that's not what happens at all, man. In real life, you know what I'm saying, things exist. People set boundaries. They lay it on the line. Like this is in a relationship. This is what you're able to do. This is what you aren't able to do, depending on the deal that you hammer out with your significant other. I don't have trust issues in my relationship. I'm not worried about my girl stepping out. She's not worried about me stepping out. Any move she make, I'm aware of. Any move I make, she's aware of. It's that simple.
Frame the question a little differently, JR. Keep it general, towards people in general, so it's easier for him to be able to answer, because we don't necessarily want to bring his personal situation into it, because it might be a little different than how you may.
That's true. That's fair.
Okay, so
no, that's fair. That's fair.
Like, if some you about to answer, or you want me to rephrase it?
Yeah, I'm thinking about what he's saying in general, and when even in general, man. I mean, I know certain people move a particular way. I know on the same show Anton has said, I don't do female friends. I can't even, it ain't happening, Captain. I get it, but again, you're talking
that is
colleagues,
not my background.
You're talking,
just to let y'all know, that's not my background.
Somebody else with this.
Because y'all gonna be like, who cooking? That ain't in my background.
I'm in the lobby, man. The bartender just dropped something. I think in general, you know what? To be honest, if I'm thinking, nah, I ain't got nothing. I think in general, when there's trust, I think you're talking about a grown adult, so people should be able to do whatever it is that they want to do. But I think most people in general don't subscribe to other people having friends of the opposite sex. But now, to me, the question comes into play, well, where does that come from? Is that from a place of insecurity? Is that from a sense of projection? Or is it like what Courtney was saying, it's just a bad look? I value people. I value their insight. I value people for what they can contribute. And it doesn't mean we got to be friends up on the phone all night, or over at my house, or I'm over at their house after 8 o'clock or whatever. It's simple conversation. You respect the boundaries of the relationship that you in, and you keep it moving. Does not mean that y'all can't be cordial or acquaintances or colleagues. And it doesn't mean that there's a lack of trust there.
Okay, so Rilla, Kay, Danielle, let me get this straight. You guys trust, but the men and the women can't have new friends of the opposite sex. But you guys trust. Just answer the question. It's a yes or no. That's a yes or no question. So you guys saying that you guys trust your significant other, but they are not allowed to have new friends of the opposite sex. But you trust them, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
You're literally making things up.
No.
I need a yes or no from all three of you guys. I don't need no content. I don't need nothing. I just need a yes or no.
You can't ask somebody to yes or no something they didn't say. Like Danielle made a very good point that I completely agreed with about it's a choice that her husband makes. It's just not something that happens. Just like me, I'm just not out here making new random male friends. Like, I mean, it's not even like, oh, this isn't a good idea, I'm not going to do it. It just doesn't happen based on the fact that you're with somebody and like, what are you looking for? Like what she said, like, I'm not looking for new male friends. Like, it's just not even, it's a non-factor.
They can just be, it just be company or something. It could be like you started a new job and you got a new work husband. They could just be somebody that's not labeled as a friend, but it could be anybody.
I mean, like Danielle was saying earlier, if it's a colleague or someone you're doing business with or something, then that makes sense. But I'm not just about to be at Whole Foods in the line like, hey, dude, here's my number, let's be friends. Like, what? I just don't even understand when that. I have no desire to do that.
But you're giving them your Snapchat, same thing.